Hi, my name is Shalise Burt, and I am an associate at Outwit & Golden, which has a strong national reputation for representing employees, executives, and partners in all areas of employment law. Instead of issuing a new notice of proposed rulemaking on overtime rule exemptions, the DOL should defend the 2016 EAP overtime exemptions regulation and implement it as soon as possible. First and foremost, the $48,000 salary threshold is not by any means an excessive standard. In fact, it was set as a standard that would be reasonable in the lowest wage regions of the United States. Under the 2017 federal poverty guidelines, the $48,000 salary threshold would actually be low enough to qualify for Affordable Care Act subsidies for a person of one. Even with a salary of $48,000, it's unfair and unsustainable for workers to work long hours of overtime with no extra pay for their work. A lot of employers use supposedly exempt managers to cover hourly work so that they can keep their labor budgets down by avoiding overtime. We see it over and over again, and this is why people end up working 60+ hours a week, which is not only exhausting and demoralizing, but if you divide their salary by hours worked, they're barely making over the minimum wage and many times are making less. We need to aim for a livable wage and not settle for a salary threshold that simply accounts for the inflation of the 2004 level. I've heard some speak about the status of being an exempt employee and the demoralizing effect of being reclassified. But the workers we've represented have made rational choices and want to be fairly compensated for the work so that they can take care of their families. For example, I know one worker from upstate New York who declined to take on a management role because she could make more money in her non-exempt position, money that she needed to support her family. Being paid matters to people who work hard to pay their bills. Workers don't want to have to work 2 jobs, work when they're sick, or miss their kids' events. Those are the choices that hardworking people make every day, and failing to implement a higher salary threshold in step with a livable wage will continue to exacerbate these problems. We also believe that a higher salary test would decrease litigation because it would make more people's non-exempt status clearer. When the salary threshold is higher, employers who wish to make their employees non-exempt will be more likely to assign them duties that correspond with the exemption's purpose. If the DOL is going to revert to the salary threshold in 2004 or something else below the 2016 regs, it would need to adjust the duties to correspond to those, or to reflect that change. Finally, we saw a lot of employers across many industries reclassify in November 2016 in anticipation of the new regs, and then keep the classification with no apparent business detriment. Businesses are adaptable, and these changes are way overdue. To address the concerns of the business community, the DOL should enforce the 2016 regulations indexing provisions to avoid businesses having to absorb large increases all at once every decade or so. The predictability of the incremental increases will aid businesses in planning for future labor costs. Right now, however, the DOL needs to take steps to bridge the gap between the outdated salary threshold of 2004 and the 2016's $48,000 threshold, which better addresses the economic needs of employees who are working long hours for low wages. We need the DOL to vigorously defend the 2016 EAP regulation and implement it as soon as possible. Thank you.